And make sure you lean forward with this while you're doing the rep, not laying back on the pad like this.
Let me start this off by saying there is nothing wrong with laying on the pad like that. But I'm sure you guys have seen multiple creators make videos like this where they're leaning back, some are leaning forward, now some are even standing on the machine. But what's the difference? Let me tell you guys the difference today. So what happens when I lean forward on the machine like he suggested? So over here, you have your glute musculature, you have your glute med at the top, and you have your big glute muscle, your glute max. What happens is when you lean forward, it shifts the emphasis from your glute med to your glute max, that big muscle. And most people will say, oh my God, when I'm laying forward, I feel like the movement is a lot easier. Yes, it's easier because you're using your big glute muscle to move the weight instead of your glute med, which is what you do when you're leaning back. However, the thing about leaning forward, like he said in his video, is that you put your hips into more of a hip flexion position. For most people, you're sitting all day, you have a desk job, your hips flexors are already tight, and for most people your TFL gets activated. So this muscle's up top here, this is your TFL. That muscle is tight in most people, and like I said again, most people have tight hip flexors already. So if you have any reason to train a TFL, go ahead, but most people do not have any reason to be training that TFL. So leaning forward, just know it's just gonna put you in more of that hip flexion position, and most people have tight hips already, and it's just gonna get even tighter. So what happens when you lean back like he's telling you not to do? When you lean back, it's actually what the machine was made to do. It would just target your glute med a lot more, and that's a weak muscle in most people. And I'm sure you guys have seen this variation in the gym now that's going around where people are hovering on the machine, almost doing like a glute abductor bridge. So this just makes the movement a lot more unstable. If you want to do this, you are better off just going to do a kickback. You can basically do this and get the same effect that she was just doing on the machine just now. That just make the movement way more unstable. So yes, he's giving great advice. You should pick a weight that's manageable, slow, and controlled. However, there's nothing wrong with leaning back. The machine was made for you to lean back on it. Just know that when you lean forward, you put your hips into build up that hip flexor position. If you have tight hips already, it's gonna be, your hips are gonna get tighter, and doing a glute bridge is gonna just make the movement way more unstable. I've seen some people put like a yoga block on it to sit on it, but yes, at least you know the difference now. So do whatever works for you. Everyone is different. Do what works for you.